Ever since its first episode, the rising of the SHIELD hero sent shockwaves throughout the anime community, largely in part due to its unique themes of vindication, the early controversies, and its pre-existing fame thanks to web novel translations. As we watched it wrap up, this video will help you relive some of the top moments and fights in the series. Spoilers abound in this video, so if I were you, I'd hurry up and get up to speed with the series. You won't regret it one bit. Our 10th moment comes at the start of the series with Mind's betrayal. This event essentially kickstarts the story in a really big way. After pretending to be a nice girl who joins Naofumi's party, Malty, then known as Mind, ends up using him to her advantage. Not only did she steal items and money, she tops it up with a rape accusation towards our protagonist. On that day, Naofumi lost the trust of the other heroes and headed down the path of cynicism. The poor guy didn't even deserve it. In a meta sense, this is also the event that put SHIELD Hero on the map, as if it wasn't one of the most awaited series in its season already. Kicking off the main story this way got the internet buzzing and spreading the word about the series, further fueling the hype and discussion surrounding it. It certainly worked out well for this anime.
こうして俺は信頼と金、名誉、勇者としての尊厳、すべてを失った。
私を救ってくれたナオフミ様を、いえ、偉大なる。盾の勇者様を。
For the next moment on our list, we take a look at Raphtalia's show of loyalty in episode 4. Thanks to Mind leaking the fact that Raphtalia is a slave, Motoyasu challenges Naofumi to a duel for the demi-human's freedom. With some cheating from Mind, Motoyasu claims victory. As he lost the duel, Naofumi's vision darkens as he begins unlocking the Curse series. His descent into madness is stopped by one of the more heartwarming parts of the early arcs. Despite being pushed aside, Raphtalia preserves and finally caresses Naofumi. She then proclaims her unwavering loyalty to him. This strong and heartwarming act stops the Curse series and holds back the darkness inside Naofumi for the meantime.
辛かったんですね。これからは私にもその辛さを分けてください。As I fly through cloudless skies on the backs of gods.
The Raid Shield's appearance on episode 8 takes the next spot on the list. As I said, the Curse series subsiding doesn't last forever. Already a broken man that's barely kept aloft by his companions, Naofumi once again taps into that dark power in an encounter with a zombified dragon. Seeing Philo get swallowed whole is enough to send him over the edge. Embodying the rage and darkness within him, Naofumi unlocks the Rage Shield in one of the most chilling rage moments in the show, largely due to the excellent atmosphere and voice acting. Everything is blasted aside as Naofumi returns into a demonic incarnation of anger and destruction. At number 7 is the scene where Fitoria saves the party. Facing off against a Tyrannosaurus-like dragon monster, the Naofumi party has their backs against the wall. Even after successfully luring it to a lake in order to fight it, their attacks prove ineffective, and it looks like it's time to turn to the dangerous Rage Shield once again. It isn't necessary though, as the party is greeted by a gigantic Philolial. Kicking it away and deflecting its fire breath, the Philolial Queen Fitoria easily eliminates the dragon monster after a flash step attack. For just a quick perspective of her power, take note that this monster has been giving Naofumi's party all the trouble in the world, and Fitoria defeats it in just one strike.
I でもここで殺せば、私はあなたみたいな卑怯者と同じになってしまいます。
Raphtalia's encounter with idol Rabier is our 6th moment. After getting through the third wave, the members of the Naofumi party soon find themselves in the domain of the nobleman idol Rabier. It's here that Raphtalia has her reunion with the said nobleman. Her first reaction towards the man is of anxiety and anger, and for good reason too. We soon learned that Rabier is the one who once owned her, and she'd spent more than enough time being tortured by this cruel master. However, after having the nobleman cornered, Raphtalia decides not to finish him off. Not that it helped matters, as Rabier quickly attempted to strike back. The resulting confrontation doesn't end well for him, and he ends up falling through the window to his doom. Or not. What happens next is not pretty for him, to say the least. The battle against the Soul Eater in the third wave comes in 5th place. The third Calamity wave ended up being my favourite wave battle. It features some nice build-up and a battle aboard a ghost ship, as well as one of the stronger and cooler looking wave enemies, the Soul Eater. In the crucial moments of the battle, Naofumi is forced to use his Rage Shield once more, enduring all its temptations and the voices in its head. After some scolding from Raphtalia, the other heroes join in the fight and work with Naofumi's party. They land a decisive blow on the Soul Eater before Naofumi's new ability, Iron Maiden, finishes it off. This is good teamwork from the heroes, but they still have a long way to go. Unfortunately for them, the day isn't anywhere close to being over, and it spills over to one of the next entries on the list. The next moment on the list is the first appearance of Glass. Episode 11 ends in a big way with the introduction of Glass, who effortlessly kills a Soul Eater right after the hero party struggle against one. Appearing as the true enemy of the third wave, Glass spends her time in the following episode establishing herself as a new threat and showing everyone that Naofumi and the group still have a long way to go. She opens the following episode by easily defeating the other heroes before allowing Naofumi's party to engage her. She easily defeats Raphtalia and Philo before turning her attention to Naofumi himself. Despite the Shield hero's best efforts, Glass shrugs off his attacks, including the Iron Maiden, and even pierces the Wrath Shield effortlessly. Time limit cut the duel short, but Glass is a reality check of the things to come for the heroes and their battles. Up next at number 3, we have the 4 Cardinal heroes taking on the Pope. In terms of context and the aftermath, this looks like one of the great ways in wrapping up the season. Towards the end of the major conflict against the Church, the 4 heroes stand side by side to take on Pope Balmus in an epic showdown. The Pope's no slouch. He has the ability to use his version of the 4 cardinal weapons. The heroes work as well as they can, issues with each other and all, but they still struggle. After a lengthy battle, they finally coordinate their attacks and break through, leading to Naofumi ending the battle with blood sacrifice, a powerful self-sacrificing attack that looks just as cool as it sounds. Next up on the list is the moment that we learn the truth about Lark and Therese. For the last arc of the anime, we're introduced to Larkberg and Therese Alexandrite. In contrast to the other heroes, these two are far more pleasant, and it seems as if we'll have a pair of cool mentor characters on the team going forward. Of course, not everything goes as planned. After helping Naofumi and the other heroes fend off the wave, the two quickly have a change of heart, attacking the heroes and going after Naofumi. They then reveal themselves to be heroes from another world, and they want Naofumi dead for the sake of saving their own world. In the spirit of fair play, the heroes from another world decide to take on Naofumi's party while non-lethally blocking off all interference. Against all odds and thanks to Lark's weapons that scale with the opponent's defense, Naofumi's party comes out on top and seizes the advantage. Of course, an old foe would make another appearance, further spicing up the fight. What follows is an epic fight between the heroes. Malty finally gets her comeuppance on episode 21, and it finds its way as the #1 moment of the series. What a cathartic turn of events. After turning Naofumi's life into hell and sending him into a downward spiral at the start of the series, Malty and Altgrey finally getting a taste of the bad karma they deserved feels fulfilling. After a trial, they get exposed for their schemes and are rightfully stripped of their imperial authority. Execution awaits them, if not for Naofumi stepping in and stopping it. Contrary to typical protagonist expectations, the shield hero didn't stop the execution out of mercy. In fact, it's the opposite. As he goes on to say, a quick death wouldn't be enough punishment for all the harm the duo have caused. They deserved a fate worse than death.
今回の事件において一番の功労者である盾の勇者様から最大級の恩情がかけられました。よって以降はオルトクレイ王をクズ、マルティ王女をビッチ、冒険者名をアバズレと改名させます。
So have the top 10 moments convinced you that the hype behind the rising of the shield hero is for real? Well, it's never too late to start catching up and getting up to speed with Naofumi and the rest of his party. It may have had its fair share of controversies at the start, but the rising of the shield hero has evolved into joining the cream of the crop as far as isekai goes. So which is your favourite moment from the series? Comment below and leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you haven't already as well. I'll see you next time on ViniiTube.